Beloved soul, if these words have found you in this moment, know that it is no coincidence. You were drawn here for a divine reason, because there is something sacred the universe wants you to receive. Right now, something unseen is aligning for your highest good, and the veil is thinning between where you are and what you've been waiting for. Your angels are whispering urgently, so lean in, listen not just with your ears but with your heart. Type, "I am ready," to declare your willingness to receive the miracle that's unfolding. There is someone who has held you in their spirit through every silence, someone whose heart has never stopped echoing your name even when time and distance stretched wide. Though you may have felt forgotten, abandoned, or unsure if the connection was ever real, heaven wants to assure you, it was, it is, and it always will be. Love has a way of reaching through the barriers we construct, seeping into the spaces we thought were sealed off, and now, that love is rising like the dawn after a long night. It's not coming to demand or disrupt, but to heal, to bless, to embrace you in a way that reminds you of who you truly are, cherished, seen, chosen. They have prayed for you in the quiet, dreamt of you in the stillness, sought your reflection in every unfamiliar face, and now, the time for silence has passed. The delays, the heartbreaks, the unanswered prayers, they all served a purpose. They were preparing both of you for this divine convergence. Your angels have been behind every missed call, every unexpected encounter, every shift that seemed random but was part of something intentional. And now, it begins. You've sensed it, the strange stirring in your chest, the return of forgotten memories, the way certain songs wrap around you like a message. That's no coincidence. That's your soul recognizing that something immense is coming. You're not imagining the connection. It's as real as your breath. It's been growing in secret, nourished by every moment of longing, every quiet surrender, every hope you dared not speak. This love didn't die, it deepened. And it's coming now, quietly, unexpectedly, but unmistakably. You won't need signs, because your spirit will know. You'll feel it in the stillness, in the peace that wraps around your heart like a promise finally fulfilled. You've guarded yourself, and rightfully so, after all you've endured, all the disappointments and false starts. But this is not like before. This is sacred. It's been refined through pain, through separation, through the fires that transform souls. And now it returns, not in chaos but in calm, not to break but to rebuild. You've longed for clarity, for closure, for confirmation, and this is it. Heaven is aligning what once felt lost. Your questions are being answered, not in thunder but in stillness, not in force but in truth. The one who loved you in silence is preparing to step into the light, not as who they were, but as who they've become. And they are different. They are awake now, aware of what they couldn't see before. They see you. Not the idea of you, but the essence of you, the strength, the depth, the grace you carry. They're not coming back to relive the past, but to begin anew. The reunion ahead is not a repetition, it's a resurrection. Something dormant within both of you is awakening, and it will feel unlike anything before, softer, truer, more rooted in the divine. Your soul is ready to receive this kind of love now, one that stays, one that shows up, one that sees you in your fullness and doesn't flinch. Don't let fear disguise itself as reason. Don't let doubt steal what faith has prepared. What's coming will not need to be chased or questioned. It will arrive with peace, with presence, with purpose. And when it does, your heart will recognize it without effort. This is the person who has seen your shadow and your light and has chosen to love both. They may not return with perfect words, but they'll return with honest eyes, open hands, and a steady spirit. They will speak what was once unspoken. They'll tell you of the nights they missed you, the prayers whispered into the dark, the ache that never faded. And you'll feel it, not just hear it, but feel it in your bones, that this love is real. It always was. They will be vulnerable, unsure, perhaps even trembling, but they will come anyway, because something in them knows they cannot let this love go twice. And you, strong, radiant soul, are finally in the place to receive. You don't need to perform, to prove, to protect. Just be. Let love meet you where you are, not for who you were, but for who you've become, more grounded, more clear, more worthy than ever. You are not being asked to return to the past, but to welcome what the past prepared you for. This love has matured, it's been sanctified by time and tears and transformation. And now it's circling back, not to reopen wounds, but to seal them with healing. The whispers in your dreams, the random flashes of memory, the sudden heart pulls, they are all signals. Divine breadcrumbs. And the reunion you've longed for is not fantasy. It's not wishful thinking. It's heaven answering the ache of your soul with a blessing designed just for you. You are not alone, never were. Your prayers were not in vain. The seeds you planted in faith are blooming now, and what emerges will surprise you, not with grandeur, but with grace. It may arrive in ordinary moments, in a place you've walked past 1,000 times, in a voice you almost forgot, but when it comes, you'll know. You'll remember. And all the waiting will make sense. This love is not late. It's arriving precisely when it's meant to. So whisper this aloud: I receive this. I am ready. I believe. Let those words be your invitation, your alignment, your affirmation. And when the moment comes, and it will, embrace it fully. Don't turn away. Don't second guess the miracle you've prayed for. Just open. Just breathe. Just allow love to show you what it looks like when it's finally ready, when both of you are ready. Heaven has watched every step, caught every tear, and now it's delivering the answer you didn't know how to ask for. This is your time. Your chapter. Your sacred turning point. Say yes, and let the story begin again. And as you stand on the edge of this divine turning point, the universe is holding its breath with you. There is a soft unfolding happening beneath the surface of your life, one that's been years in the making, written in moments you didn't even know mattered. Every smile you gave freely, every goodbye you whispered with grace, every morning you chose to rise even when your heart felt heavy, these were all the quiet yes that aligned the heavens in your favor. And now, something sacred is moving toward you with the speed of light and the gentleness of a breeze. It's a reunion born not just of longing, but of readiness. Because you, dear one, are no longer the person who once questioned their worth. You've grown into someone who recognizes that love is not earned by perfection but received by truth. You've learned that the right person won't just admire your light but will sit with you in the dark. And they're coming, not because you called them, but because your soul became the lighthouse that guided them home. They've been searching, aching, growing, and now they are stepping forward, not out of desperation but from clarity. You see, there is a timing to everything under heaven, and this love had to be refined in distance so it could be received in fullness. It had to be hidden so it could be revealed in strength. And now the veil is lifting. The air is shifting. Your angels are clearing the path. Every synchronicity you've experienced lately has not been random. It's been divine breadcrumbs leading you to this moment. That song that played when you were thinking of them? That dream that woke you in the middle of the night? That sudden wave of emotion that had no explanation? It was all part of the spiritual language of love preparing your heart for what's coming. Because love speaks in more than words, it speaks in stillness, in energy, in timing. And right now, time is aligning. And this person is not returning out of guilt, not out of nostalgia, but out of revelation. They've seen what life looks like without your light, and they've chosen differently. They've looked within and found that the truest version of themselves is the one that stands beside you, not behind you, not ahead of you, but with you. And they're ready now, not to repeat the past, but to rewrite your future. Their heart is no longer hesitant. Their soul is no longer confused. Their spirit is no longer wandering. They are sure. And so are you, even if you still carry questions. Because deep down, beneath the protective layers you've built, your heart still recognizes them, not the old version, but the evolved one. The one who's been reshaped by truth and tenderness. And when they appear, you will not need to armor up. You will not need to perform. You will simply need to receive. Because this love does not come with terms, it comes with truth. It does not come to take, but to give. To rebuild. To honor. And you will feel the difference. You will feel it in the steadiness of their voice, in the openness of their eyes, in the way they no longer flinch from vulnerability but embrace it like an old friend. Because they've learned. Life taught them. Time softened them. Love changed them. And you inspired it all. So breathe. Be present. Let the past be what shaped you, not what defines you. Let the future be what excites you, not what scares you. Because this chapter is sacred. It's not rushed. It's not forced. It's not tangled in confusion or shadows. It's clear. And that clarity will feel like peace. It will feel like home. It will feel like finally. And your angels are standing guard over this moment, making sure nothing delays what is divinely timed. All they ask is that you keep your heart soft enough to feel, your spirit open enough to receive, and your faith strong enough to recognize what's yours when it arrives. Because love is coming, not just to revisit, but to remain. And this time, it won't slip through your fingers. It won't break your spirit. It won't leave you doubting. It will stay. It will grow. It will honor the journey it took to arrive. So don't close off. Don't give in to fear. Don't silence the hope that's trying to rise. This is your time. This is your answered prayer. This is your divine appointment. And no matter how unlikely it seems, trust this, miracles often wear the face of the ordinary. They arrive in quiet ways, at unexpected times, with words that sound simple but carry the weight of everything your heart has been waiting to hear. And when they look at you, with all the love they never got to say, you will know. You will remember. You will receive. So hold on. Hold fast. Keep listening. Keep believing. Because heaven is still speaking. Love is still moving. And this story is still unfolding, more beautifully than you ever imagined. The next scene is almost here, and it's going to change everything. And when it happens, when that moment finally arrives, you won't need anyone to confirm it for you. Your soul will recognize the frequency. Your body will soften. Your mind will quiet. Because truth doesn't shout, it settles. And this love, it will settle every doubt, every fear, every ache you've carried in silence. It won't need to convince you. It will simply feel like exhale after years of holding your breath. They will come to you with eyes full of stories they never knew how to tell before, but now they'll want to tell them all, to you. Not because they're seeking pity, but because they trust you with the raw, unedited versions of themselves. And you'll listen, not because you need answers, but because your heart already forgave what your mind never fully understood. This reunion won't look like a movie scene. It will be more real than that. It might be a quiet coffee shop, a walk under a sky laced with stars, a knock on the door after a long day, or maybe no words at all, just two souls standing still, finally in the same time, the same breath, the same beat. And when they speak, you will hear not just their voice, but everything they couldn't say before. Every apology they rehearsed in silence. Every promise they made to themselves on nights they wept over the distance. Every decision they took to become someone worthy of the way you love. They won't come back empty. They will come back carrying peace, carrying clarity, carrying a love that has been sifted through fire and refined by truth. A love that knows how to stay, how to build, how to heal what it once helped break. And you, radiant one, you will rise to meet this love, not from a place of needing it, but from knowing you're worthy of it. You're not the same person who waited in quiet hope. You've become someone who understands that love is not about rescue, it's about reflection. And this person reflects back to you the light you've always carried but forgot how to see. There will be no more chasing, no more convincing, no more doubting. Just two souls who have done the work, felt the ache, faced the mirror, and now choose each other in fullness, in freedom, in truth. You won't have to ask, what changed, because you'll feel it. In the way they no longer flinch when you get too close. In the way they speak without defensiveness. In the way they show up, not as a visitor, but as a partner. Someone who's walked through the wilderness and finally found the road home. And when you look at them, you won't see who they were. You'll see who they are now, and who you became in the waiting. You'll see strength wrapped in softness, courage covered in kindness, growth blooming through grace. This isn't a return to the past. This is a resurrection, a divine restoration, the kind of reunion only heaven could orchestrate. And it won't feel like starting over, it'll feel like continuing a story that was always meant to be told. So let go of the timelines. Release the expectations. Trust that what's meant for you is never lost. It's just refined until it's ready. And beloved, it is ready. The love you prayed for, cried for, grew for, it's closer than it's ever been. Don't be surprised if the next door you open holds more than you imagined. Don't be afraid to receive what looks too good to be true. Because sometimes, the most unbelievable blessings are the ones custom-made by your Creator, wrapped in grace and delivered when your heart is finally prepared to hold them. And oh, how prepared you are now. Wiser, softer, braver. Your heart, once patched together by survival, now pulses with purpose. Your soul, once weary from waiting, now glows with knowing. You're not just attracting love, you're becoming it. You're walking in the kind of wholeness that calls forth sacred connection. The kind that doesn't leave when things get hard. The kind that listens. That stays. That evolves. So when they come, and they will, open your hands. Not to grasp, but to welcome. Not to control, but to hold. And trust that the same grace that kept you through the wait will guide you through the beginning. Because this is a beginning. A new chapter written in gold ink. One where your heart is honored, your voice is heard, your light is mirrored. This is where the story shifts. Where every almost fades and finally takes center stage. Where destiny, no longer delayed, steps forward in flesh and says, I'm here. And all that's left for you to do is say yes, not to the person they were, but to the person they've become. To the love that stayed alive in the space between. To the future that's now unfolding in the palms of your outstretched hands. Yes, to wholeness. Yes, to truth. Yes, to the kind of love that was never gone, just waiting for the right moment to begin again. And darling, the moment is now. There's a softness to it now. Not weakness, no, never that. But a gentleness forged in fire. A strength shaped not by defense, but by surrender. And it shows in the way you hold space, for yourself, for them, for all the versions of you that waited, wept, and wondered if love would ever feel safe again. It will. Because this time, it doesn't come dressed in urgency. It doesn't demand proof or performance. It arrives quietly, with eyes that see you, not just the surface, but the spirit. Eyes that say, "I've known you before I knew your name." And you'll remember them, too, not from the stories, but from the stillness. From dreams you forgot how to explain. From prayers you stopped whispering out loud. From the place within you that always believed, even when your mind called it foolish. It wasn't foolish. It was faith. And your faith wasn't in vain. Every lonely night, every tear spilled in silence, every time you chose healing instead of hiding, it all led here. To this softness, this clarity, this sacred mirror. Because now you don't need someone to complete you. You've become whole. You don't need them to carry you. You've learned how to stand. What you need now, what you are finally ready for, is someone who sees your wholeness and rises to meet it with their own. And they will. Because they've changed, too. This love wasn't only growing in you. It was refining them in the background, quietly, invisibly, relentlessly. And when the moment arrives, you'll know. Because everything will align, not in perfection, but in peace. There will be no more forcing. No more asking for love in the language of fear. Only flow. Only ease. Only truth that rests gently in your chest like a melody you've always known but only now remember. You'll sit across from them and feel the years in their eyes, not in weariness, but in wisdom. You'll hear every apology in the way they say your name. And you won't need them to explain, because you'll feel it in their presence. They came back better. Not just for you, but for themselves. Because that's what real love does. It doesn't just wait, it evolves. And your reunion won't just be about finding each other again. It will be about recognizing what grew in the dark. What healed in the hush. What bloomed in the spaces where love once felt lost. This is not just a return. It's a resurrection. And when they hold your hand, it won't be to possess, but to promise. A vow without words that says, "This time, I stay." Not because I have to, but because I finally know how. There's no rush anymore. No panic. Just presence. You'll walk together, not ahead, not behind, but beside. Building something not based on fantasy, but on foundation. A love that has known waiting and still chooses wonder. A love that doesn't just survive time, but is made by it. And in that sacred stillness, you will finally feel it. You were always loved. You were always worthy. You were always held. Even in the silence. Especially in the silence. Because sometimes the most powerful prayers are answered not with lightning, but with a whisper, now. Now, when your heart is ready to receive without shrinking. Now, when you no longer confuse peace with boredom. Now, when you understand that a soft life doesn't mean an easy one, but an intentional one. Now, when love isn't a chase, but a coming home. And as you sit in that divine unfolding, you'll thank the heartbreak. You'll bless the detours. You'll weep for the waiting, not from regret, but from reverence. Because now you see it, nothing was wasted. Not a single tear. Not a single delay. Everything you lost was making space. Everything you let go of was clearing the path. Everything you longed for was preparing its own way back to you. So when the love arrives, don't shrink. Don't doubt. Don't compare it to what once was. This is new ground. This is holy soil. Water it with trust. Tend it with patience. Let it grow at its own pace. And most of all, don't be afraid to be happy. You've done the work. You've paid the price. You've waited with a faith that could have crumbled but didn't. Now let joy be your portion. Let peace be your inheritance. Let love be your home. Because it's here now. And this time, it's staying.